To discuss this and more, I'm joined by my guest, David Freiheit in Montreal. He's a litigator turned YouTuber who provides legal breakdowns of current events. In New York, we have Steve Maltzberg. He is host of Eat the Press at RT America. And in Sydney, we cross to Joe Loria. He's the editor-in-chief of ConsortiumNews.com. All right, gentlemen, CrossTalk rules in effect. That means you can jump in anytime you want, and I always appreciate it. Joe, let me go to you in Sydney. And first of all, thank you for staying up 2 o'clock in the morning for this program. I very much appreciate it. We all appreciate it. Joe, where is the state of journalism now? We know that the big tech and the media companies were running interference for the Biden campaign. The repeated claims that the Hunter Biden story, the laptop was debunked. That's not true. They lied to us. And remarkably, and maybe someone here can explain to me, why did the Biden campaign come out with Hunter's statement? Okay, where is that going to go? But Joe, I mean, this is an extraordinary event. I don't think you and I have ever seen anything like it in our life, where you have a complete blockade, taking people off of Twitter, blocking people from sending personal messages, all in support of a candidate, which, nominally speaking, at least in our lifetime, they should be more neutral. Go ahead, Joe. What's going on?
Well, the question of this program is, will the media recover?
Yes.
The short answer is no. In the short term, anyway. I think bottom line is partisanship is destroying, if it hasn't already, destroyed journalism. Because journalism must be nonpartisan, or else it ceases to be journalism, and it becomes something else. And we've got a whole lot of something else right now in American media. Bob Perry, as you know, the founder of our website, Consortium News, in the last piece that he wrote before he died, exactly 3 years ago, December, he wrote about this dying journalism and because of partisanship taking it over, and the basics of journalism, of facts, of being neutral, of being impartial, was going by the wayside. He identified the origins of this in the Reagan administration with the rise of right-wing talk radio, but then he came to see that, especially during the Obama administration, and it really took off during the Trump administration, that the Democrats were doing the same, if not worse, than what the right wing had done. And when I say Democrats, I don't call them left. I think the Democrats are center-right. But nonetheless, they are certainly the other party, and both sides are using, and now the Democrats, because there's more Democratic TV in particular, and newspapers, than there are Republican. I mean, if you just look at, let's take not only MSNBC, but let's look at CNN for a moment. I invite your viewers, Peter, to go to YouTube and look up, I think it was June 1st, 1980, the very first broadcast of cable network news. They had lots of news reports. They had an interview with Jimmy Carter. They had a report from the Middle East looking critically at Israeli politics. They even had like a 15-minute investigative report about faulty fuel gauges on commercial airlines. In other words, journalism can be done on television. And look at what we have now on CNN. We have crying on the air, and we had jubilation because their candidate won. It was an embarrassment. And I have something to say about Biden later in the Hunter thing. I'm sure that'll come up. Okay, that's the main point I want to make at the beginning here.
Okay, Steve, when there's this admission, when the Biden campaign admitted that Hunter was under investigation, actually been under investigation for 2 years, where was the mainstream media? And I'm thinking of MSNBC and CNN particularly. Well, why didn't they say we have to apologize to our viewers? In fact, that there is, this is a real story and we need to cover it. But they can't even do that. I mean, what I worry now is that YouTube is going through and deleting all of those videos because they're so ashamed of themselves, and they should be, but they're not. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, as Joe correctly said, journalism is dead. The media, as we thought it existed, although it never existed as we like to believe it existed,